The lightsaber is one of, if not the coolest weapon in all of movie history. Between the flashy colors and the iconic battles, fans around the world love them and want to collect them. But besides the cool looks and designs, lightsabers are much more than that, with a far crazier history. So in this video, we're going to discuss 15 of the most fascinating facts about the lightsaber that you may not have known. Starting off with fact number 1 is that lightsabers actually have an adjustable blade length. We don't see this all too often or even hear about it for that matter, but depending on the construction of your lightsaber hilt, you can achieve this. Darth Vader most famously had this feature, but we also see Corran Horn and Count Dooku also able to do this, as well as many other Force users. Usually with turning a knob on their hilt, they were able to adjust the length, and this could all depend on who they were battling. Lengthening the blade will help them attack at a further range, while shortening the blade might help for more of a close quarters combat. Fact number 2 is that the Kyber crystals are actually alive, or you can look at that as they're alive in a way. The Force flows through all living things, so since the Force flows through the Kyber crystal, yeah, I would say they're alive. The Kyber crystal is basically the main engine of a lightsaber and what gives a lightsaber its energy. The Kyber crystals also call out to the Jedi for who will use it, as we see in Season 5, Episode 6 of The Clone Wars: The Gathering, when Yoda and Ahsoka take the younglings on their mission to find their own Kyber crystals. It's a really cool episode, so I highly recommend you go and watch it, as it's one of those really fun things that you'll learn a lot more about the lightsabers and the whole process behind the Kyber crystals. So yeah, Jedi don't handpick their Kyber crystals, the Kyber crystal picks the Jedi. Fact number 3 is that the Sith don't find a red Kyber crystal, they do what is called bleeding them. Essentially what happens, and this is best seen in canon from the Acolyte series, is that you take a lightsaber or a Kyber crystal that hasn't been tampered with, and you pour all your emotion and hate, anger, whatever it is into it, and you will turn that Kyber crystal red. Essentially, the Kyber crystal is screaming in pain and agony as well, and that is what forces the color to change. That's why all the Sith have a red lightsaber, because they have all done this before. And I guess a bonus fun fact within this fun fact is that Darth Vader bled his Kyber crystal shortly after the events of Revenge of the Sith. Fact number 4 will make all my Mace Windu fans happy, as a purple lightsaber isn't just for the aesthetic. Yes, it looks cool, but Mace Windu's purple blade isn't just random. Did Samuel L. Jackson request a purple blade? Yes. But diving into the lore, purple symbolizes someone who walked between the lines of the light and dark. And this is perfect for Mace Windu because his lightsaber form is Form 7 of Vapid, which channels dark side energy without actually falling to it, while many Force users who tried this lightsaber combat ended up falling to the dark side. He took that darkness, channeled it, and used it to his advantage. The blade color reflects that balance between the light and the dark, so while purple does look really cool, there is a deeper meaning to it. Fact number 5 is that the crossguard lightsaber hilts are ancient tech. While it's really cool to see Kylo Ren wield a cross-hilted lightsaber, it's not the first time, and it's not really a new thing to Star Wars. We can date these hilts back thousands of years to the Old Republic era. Both Jedi and Sith utilized them as well. But in terms of Kylo Ren, the reason for his cross-guarded lightsaber hilt was because the Kyber crystal was cracked during bleeding, and the way the hilt was designed was to prevent the lightsaber from exploding in his hands. Yes, this hilt is really cool, but there is more of a scientific or a deeper engineering process to why it is like this. Fact number 6 is that the lightsaber could actually short circuit. We see this in the Acolyte when we have Khmer hit the lightsaber with his helmet, which is made out of cortosis. Cortosis is a very rare metal that can actually short circuit lightsabers, obviously, because that's what you see happen. They stall out. It acts as an energy disruptor, and it just makes the lightsaber glitch out. Fact number 7 is that the Darksaber is physically different than any other lightsaber. It's a flat blade, not cylinder. It has a white crackling edge, and it feels heavier if the wielder is resistant. Unlike a regular lightsaber, the Darksaber channels the energy of the user and uses that to their advantage or disadvantage. The more you use the Darksaber and the more in tune you are with the Force, the lighter it will feel. In The Mandalorian, when he was battling Paz Vizsla for the rightful owner of the Darksaber, Mando was uncomfortable with it, it was very heavy, and he wasn't able to swing it around as easy or fluently as we see other users in Star Wars. It's really interesting how this is one of the only weapons in Star Wars, if not the only weapon, that you truly need to have a bond with for it to listen and respond to you. Fact number 8 is crazy, as some lightsabers can be used underwater. You might have never thought about that, but that's true. Most notably, Kit Fisto has done this by rerouting the energy of his lightsaber to prevent it from short-circuiting underwater. He's an amphibious person in Star Wars, so he can spend a lot of time underwater if needed. And what Kit Fisto did to allow this was by what is called waterproof casing, or I will try and pronounce this without butchering it. Feel free to make fun of me in the comments. It's called bifurcating cyclical ignition pulse. Thankfully, Wikipedia has a whole page on it, so I will throw that up on screen if you want to read more about it. But it's pretty cool, and I would love to see some animated episodes of something showing off Kit Fisto underwater with the lightsaber. I think it's just really cool and something not a lot of people know. Fact number 9 is that the early prototypes of lightsabers required a battery pack, also known as the proto-saber. They were the first designs of the lightsaber, and the crystal used was set inside a hilt from which a blade of energy was emitted. But the key difference between this and the modern lightsaber that we know and love was that the hilt was connected to a cable from an extension power pack due to the limitations in power pack technology. And one of the biggest flaws with these early prototypes were, say if you're in a battle with someone and that cable from the saber hilt to the pack got cut, well, there goes your weapon. These were also much heavier and bulkier, so I would imagine the struggles trying to move around with this, whether you have the force or not, it would be annoying to me. Fact number 10 is that the double-bladed sabers are much harder to use than they appear. While we see Darth Maul swing them around like it's nothing, they are dangerous because you have an exposed end that could hit you at any given moment. They're way harder to master than a single hilt saber, and between being harder to master and the dangers that come alongside of it, it's very rare that you see a Jedi Master wielding one of these blades. Yes, bonus points for how cool it looks on screen, but in the heat of battle, I don't know if I'd be personally thinking, man, I look really cool with this double-sided lightsaber. Fact number 11 is that you can reverse grip a lightsaber depending on your form. Ahsoka and Starkiller are the two most notable Force users to utilize this technique, but it's just not flashy and once again looks cool on screen. It's great for close quarters, being on the defense, and very agile combat styles. However, it can hurt your reach and power. Listen, I'm all for looking cool while wielding your lightsaber, but at the same time, this one is a bit too risky for my liking. Fact number 12 is actually behind how a lightsaber has its iconic hum or buzzing sound. The sound was designed by Ben Burt, and he combined the sounds of a film projector and a broken television set, and that's how we get the sound that we know and love today. Fact number 13 is that a white lightsaber blade means a purified crystal. We spoke about the purple lightsaber earlier, so now let's spend some time on another cool color with the white lightsaber blade. This means purity, independence, and balance. It represents Force users who walk their own path outside of being a Jedi or Sith. Most famously, we see Ahsoka with the white blades as she left the Jedi Order, and while she was battling with Vader, she says, and I quote, "I am no Jedi." Unlike when a Sith bleeds their crystal, you can look at this as the crystal being healed. Fact number 14 is that a lightsaber can cut through pretty much anything, but there are a few exceptions. We can see them cut through metal doors, through blasters, armor, you name it, and they've done it. But they do struggle against Beskar, Cortosis, and certain energy shields, like we see the Droidekas use. Cortosis I mentioned before with Kamir's helmet, and Beskar as we see Mando blocking Ahsoka's hits with the armor on his body. And I do want to preface Beskar again because Mandalorians use that armor, and that's what makes them such dangerous bounty hunters when trying to hunt down a Jedi, because they have one of the only things that can stop a lightsaber hit. Fact number 15 is that a lightsaber reflects their owner's identity, or it completes it. I think this might be the most important fact out of all 15, and that the lightsaber shouldn't be seen as a weapon, it's an extension of their identity. You see that, like I mentioned, when they pick out the crystal, or I should say the crystal picks the Jedi out, and then they construct their own lightsaber. The parts flow through the Force, and they pick what they feel is right for them. Every lightsaber, Sith or Jedi, tells a story of the user. So let me know which of these facts was your favorite, or if there's any other facts that you think are really cool about lightsabers in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content around the galaxy, and I'll see you in the next one.